Welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the GSMC Baseball Podcast. We'll be going over Shota Imanaga and his current reign over MLB. Let's just get straight into it. So Imanaga currently has the ERA crown for the MLB this year. Obviously does have the best ERA for the entire league, .78, pretty phenomenal. Was a guy who was signed over from Japan to be one of the Cubs' main starting pitchers, a guy who was expected to get a $100 million contract, instead got 2 years, around 40 to 60 million. There's a lot of accelerators in that contract, a lot of incentives as well, so it's kind of an interesting contract. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it fully, but you can look it up if you would like and just talk about the contract. It was a really interesting one because, as I said, we expected him to get $100 million. He was supposed to be up there with Senga, a little bit more than him, at least get 75 like Senga did, and get all that. But instead, he got 75. He got less than that, pretty significantly as well. And what we heard about him was a lot of teams were concerned about him. They weren't as high as the public was, and that's why he did get this contract. And there were a lot of question marks teams had about him. One of the big things was home runs. He gave a lot of home runs in the MPB. And giving up a lot of home runs in the MPB probably means you're going to give a lot of home runs in the MLB, because the MLB, there's a lot of offense and there's a lot of home runs especially. So I think teams worried about that, worried about how his fastball would fare, his secondary pitches as well. So there were a lot of question marks about Imanaga. I personally wasn't a big fan of him. I did think he had a little too many for my liking. I think always pitchers coming over internationally and players coming over nationally in general is something that is a big question mark. You have to be very careful. I think guys like Senga, like Yamamoto, are kind of outliers with how good they are. I thought Imanaga was a little below that tier, and I thought he could have been okay, but I just wasn't as high in him, and I thought he had to go to the right organization. And so far, it's being proven that he probably did go to the right organization. So far with the Cubs, as I said, he has a 0.78 ERA. And the thing about that is, it's not just he has that and then his FIP and Sierra and xERA, expected ERA, are all high, which means, these stats are showing that he's gotten lucky and that this isn't really his real results, that he's, getting kind of lucky with his surroundings and the team and all that. No, the thing is, they're really good as well. He's pitched 34 innings this year, and what's happening, you look at the stats. His ERA minus is 19, which is incredible. FIP minus is 58. His FIP is 2.11. His barrel percentage is 5.4, which is incredible. His expected ERA is 2.73, so that's even great as well. His hard hit percentage is 41, which is a little high, but I think it's something he's able to control because of the pitches he throws. So you're looking at him now, you're saying, okay, well, he is... his underlying stats show he's not getting lucky. Maybe he is a little bit, because I don't think anyone can sustain a .78 ERA, maybe except prime Jacob deGrom, prime Clayton Kershaw, the elites like that. But obviously, I don't think Imanaga is that. So you're looking at him. Well, why has he been so good? So I just wanted to talk about that and just why I think Imanaga has been so good, and just my general overall thoughts on him. So the first thing you look at with Imanaga is his fastball. His fastball is elite. There's no questions about that. His fastball is one of the best pitches in the league. He pitched it very interesting as well. It always is at the top of the zone most of the time, no matter who he's facing. So he gets a lot of swings and misses there. The problem is that if someone hits it, it probably goes a long way because it's in the air and it's up high. But not a lot of people hit it because his fastball is just that good and that elite. It's not even that fast. It's pretty fast, but at the same time, velocity isn't the number one thing on Imanaga fastball. It's more the movement and how he pitches, which leads me into my other one, which is his command. He has exceptional command. Incredible pinpoint accuracy, which is one of the things that when he was brought over from Japan, a lot of people mentioned, but I did not think it would be this good. It's been pretty incredible. The four seam, of course, I just talked about, he controls it really well, which makes him able to put it in these more revealing spots, maybe up in the zone, a little bit more bleeding over the plates. But because his command is so good, he can put it in exact pinpoint positions where another player couldn't, and they would either leave it hanging or make it a ball. So Imanaga knows how to control his pitches incredibly well, and I think that's really what's contributing to his success at the major league level. and you also have his splitter and sweeper. These were the main two concerns I think a lot of teams had about Imanaga. Of course, you had the home run things, but at the same time, the splitter and sweeper, these two pitches, the off speed, were also a concern for teams. They didn't know how they would fare in the MLB. They didn't know what the overall movement would be like. They didn't know how MLB hitters would react to them. So, but they've been pretty great. They haven't been as elite as the fastball. They haven't been a exact lockdown pitch, but they've been really good and really solid. So I think having a combination of this great command, this elite fastball, these other two quality pitches in the splitter and sweeper is a great thing. And you're also getting an organization that believes in you. The Cubs obviously believe in Imanaga. They have a great system around him. David Ross as well is another guy that sorry, not David Ross, I was thinking of the old manager, Craig Counsell, is another manager that is known for player development. He knows how to get through to players, knows how to get the best out of them. That's why the Cubs paid him all that money to be their new manager, which was very uncharacteristic to have a manager be paid like that. So I think the Cubs are surrounding him with all the correct people, all the correct surroundings, and just making sure he is fully utilized with his abilities, and that is what's happening. I think you're seeing now with Imanaga how good he's been, how elite of a pitcher he has been. So really good. Just he's been incredible, and it's been a surprise, yes, but I think you're seeing all these Japanese pitchers come over and how good they are. I mean, we saw Yamamoto. We're seeing Yamamoto. We saw Senga. I'm sure he'll be great once he gets back from injury. We're seeing Imanaga now. It's not stopping. You have probably the best of the bunch in Roki Sasaki next year, who is scary good. I mean, this guy's amazing. I've done a segment on Sasaki as well, if you would like to check that out on the channel. So I think that overall, Japanese pitchers were here to stay. They've been really good, and I think Imanaga is showing why they are so good. Him with his protégés like Yamamoto, like a Senga. So now the effect on the Cubs this is having is pretty great. I mean, right now the Cubs are one of the better teams of baseball. Their record has been pretty great. So, you look at the Cubs' record right now. You look at where they are in the division. So first off, for the division, the Cubs are in second place. They're 19-12, a half game back of the Brewers. They're currently the second seed of the wild card. So a lot is going right for them, and I think a lot of that has to do with Imanaga and how good he's been. The big thing is they lost Justin Steele, the Cubs did. They lost him, start of the season, and losing your ace like that in a freak accident in the first game of the season is pretty unfortunate and pretty crushing. I mean, the Cubs added a lot this offseason, maybe less than people expected, but still quality pieces like Imanaga, like Hector Neris. You added back Cody Bellinger. So, there were expectations were high. The Cubs were finally saying, this is our year. We're finally going to compete again. And first game, you have Justin Steele in the opener against the World Series champion Rangers have a freak injury and be out for the first month. So when that happened, you had to look at guys and say, okay, you have to step up. And Imanaga stepped up definitely, but not only Imanaga did, other guys, other pitchers, like a Ben Brown, who pitched today against the Mets, who was phenomenal. We'll talk about his game. We'll talk about this game tomorrow. Mets are actually still playing. It is the bottom of the 11th, so we'll be seeing if anything notable happens there. But yeah, I mean, the pitcher stepped up for the Cubs, and Imanaga was at the forefront of that. So that's why they have been able to be second in this division with all the injuries they faced, be in the wild card, almost, be very close to taking the division away. So I'm watching them very closely. Once Steele does get back, that rotation is going to be scary. It's going to be scary. So I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to see if Imanaga can continue this real tear he's going on, as I'm saying, as you're seeing the title as well on here. So I'm very interested, very excited to watch this Cubs team, and I think that Imanaga is only going to get better. Do I think he's going to stay at .78 ERA? No, I don't. But I think he's going to be in the be in the conversation for Cy Young, be probably the leader for Rookie of the Year right now, when we all thought it was going to go to Yamamoto, no contest. So I think that Imanaga has proven a lot of people wrong, been an elite starting pitcher, and is showing people, you know what, this is what a new age Japanese pitcher looks like. This is how good we are. This is, you know, this is who we are. We're not going anywhere, and we're taking MLB by storm. So props to Imanaga for being so good. Props to the Cubs for developing him, you know, believing in him, and doing so great here. So yeah, excited about Imanaga, excited about how the Cubs are doing with him. So yeah, that's it. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. That was our show today. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to not only get notified when I upload, but all the other great content creators on this channel upload. Remember to follow. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at Baseball Throws at Us tomorrow. Bye, guys, and thanks.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go